Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports, and I got Raphael with me. We're going to be talking the Preakness Stakes, the 150th Preakness Stakes, the second crown of the Triple Crown, and the second jewel of the Triple Crown. I guess is what we should say. But it's at Pimlico Racecourse, and this will be the last year it's at Pimlico Racecourse. Well, not the last time, but they're going to be having renovations after this. So next year it's going to be at Hawthorne.
Yes.
Hawthorne. And then I think they're hoping that 152 will be back there with just 1 year off. But of course,
which I highly doubt. The renovations I looked is probably going to take 2 years.
So, but we'll know more on that as we go forward. But this is going to be a little bit shorter. Of course, the Derbies run at the mile and quarter distance. We do not have the Derby winner sovereignty, but we do at least have one of the journalism, the Derby favorite, and of course the runner-up in the Derby. So we're going to give you a horse-by-horse breakdown. Of course, to get our top plays and our whole race cards for both Friday and Saturday, go over to docsports.com, go to the grid, click horse racing. I believe it's either going to be $35 for 2 days or $30 per day. So you get. I'm going to have usually I give out three races each day. I do horse racing. I only do the Triple Crown Friday and Saturday for those Triple Crown races. And then I do the Breeders' Cup as well. So I know Raphael he covers more on a weekly basis. So whichever one, you can get both of us for $60 per day. Okay, Raphael, first and foremost, we got 9 here coming back from after the Derby. Like I said, we've got the Derby favorite and the runner-up here. What's the fair odds? We see the journalism, I believe, was 8-5 morning line odds. What is fair odds on journalism, like as far as if you're looking at it from a handicapping standpoint?
I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I would highly recommend watching Friday's card because if it's a fast track, which I believe it's going to be, then I think journalism, which is a very fast horse, will probably stay the odds it is 8. I don't think he'll go any lower just because I think there's really talented horses that nobody knows because these horses didn't run in a Derby. The number 1 horse, goal oriented, number 8 horse, clever again, has some speed on him. So I don't think it'll go too low. I think he'll stay around at 8-5. So I think it was true odds because this is telling me what the odds makers and the stewards are saying. It's going to be a fast track. There's no weather going to be involved. And it's supposed to be like in the high 70s, maybe low 80s, which is very rare for the Preakness. Normally it's really muggy and hot and people are sweating in the middle because it's Baltimore, Maryland. It's humid there all the time. So it's going to be very interesting. But I think it's going to be a fast track. So he'll probably stay close around 8-5.
Well, I thought in the Derby we saw the Sandman, which is back here, took way more money than people thought. Of course, the influencer effect there. Of course, they added, I forget the guy's name, but they added him. And there was tons of I mean, he should have been, in my opinion, 8 to 10 to 1. And he went off like basically half of that. Yeah. He's coming in here at 4 to 1. It'll be interesting because he did not run great in the Derby. Will people come back and, does that influencing affect this odds? Because I do think if you can get, I think fair betting odds is anywhere 6 to 5, 7 to 5. I think is where I would say journalism is fair valued. He's the best horse in the field. Now the big question is going to be the 2-week turnaround. We saw a couple of these guys that are in that same spot, and we'll do that as we go by. But we got some new shooters here, so we'll talk about them as we go through. Let's look at the one goal-oriented. Of course, Bob Baffert has won this Preakness 8 times, and I was a little surprised. This is a horse that was just a maiden, like 2.5 months ago, and he's coming around in a 2-week turnaround because he also ran an allowance race on the undercard of Derby weekend. So he's coming back on a sweet turnaround, a really quick turnaround. Flavian Pratt on the mount, morning line 6 to 1, pretty fast horse, and being down on the rail, I'm guessing they're going to have to go towards the front. What do you think the chances of this number 1 oriented?
Yeah, if you're looking for a front runner right away, it's going to be this horse. And that's why I'm leaning towards him, maybe hitting the board, putting him in some trifecta at the back end of it, because I think his speed can still hit the board. Now, would his speed be able to hold on through the whole race if he does take the lead? I think that's my biggest question. Because you said he ran last 2 weeks ago. It's not like he's coming off fresh like other horses we've seen. And I think that last race that he ran was only 6 furlongs. So it wasn't like he's going to be really tired. But keep an eye out for that because these horses that ran 2 weeks ago, don't forget that weather was awful 2 weeks ago. The track wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be because, let's face it, the draining system in Churchill's really, really good, but it was just getting so much water all through the last couple of days. It just couldn't keep up. Now, what's the gas tank of these horses that ran 2 weeks ago? But right off the gate, one horse will take the lead.
I mean, I don't know if he'll take the lead. He will be near the lead. I don't think he has any other chance. If you watched his opening race in Santa Anita, he took a lot of, he wasn't on the lead and took a lot of kickback. He did not like it. He did win, but he's the only undefeated horse in the race, by the way.
Yeah.
2-0. But he didn't like it. So
2-0.
next time they put him on the lead. They said, hey, we're not going to let him get kickback. Now, you don't necessarily have to get kickback even if you're not on the lead, because he could just hold his place on the rail and stay right on the inside. Or maybe, someone moves over in front of him and he moves on the outside. But he did not like the kickback. I don't know if he can win if he doesn't at least be near the lead in this one. Number 2, Journalism, deserving favorite. I mean, like, this horse really has done nothing wrong. Sovereignty just ran a little better race. And to be honest, if Sovereignty and him switch places and he got the last run, I think he wins the Derby. He just kind of shot a little too early, and Sovereignty kind of just ran him down, just tired him out a little bit. I mean, McCarthy's not a guy that runs back in short, I think last year he only did it one time, running back in 2 weeks, and he won with that horse. But he's not a trainer that does this often. So I have to think that Journalism's doing extremely well, like he said, or he would just do what we saw Sovereignty do and just point to the Belmont. Like, is there anything other than the 2 weeks that worries you about this horse?
No, because you nailed it. He normally doesn't bring his horses like this in a 2-week layoff. So that's telling me that he thinks his horse still has a lot of gas in the tank to do this. And because when Sovereignty scratch, I'm thinking, oh, there's no way Journalism's going to run this race now. And then boom, he runs this race. Boom, now he's 8-5. So I can see him controlling or late speed coming back and winning this race if he has a perfect race, but there's a lot of other speed in there. So how's he going to be? Does he have enough gas in a tank with all these fresh horses who didn't run 2 weeks ago?
I don't think he needs to be 100% to win the race, to be very honest. I think he's that much more talented than the other horses.
See, I think he does.
I think he needs to be 90%. Is he 90%? That's like that, because a horse, for you guys that don't follow and they always say, is the horse eating well? If he's eating well after a race and then training well as well, then they'll, think that you should point him to this. So we'll see. We'll see if can he be 85, 90% and still win? I don't think he'll be 100%. That's for sure. Number 3, American Promise, another Derby horse, didn't perform well in the Derby. Was a little bit, I'm a little bit shocked that he's back, to be honest. But Dwayne Lucas, he won last year with Seize the Gray. Of course, that horse did not run in the Derby. American Promise, much longer odds, 15-1. He's the son of Justify, so we do know this horse is coming in the right spot, and you have to trust Dwayne Lucas. Another horse that needs the lead, though. This is another horse that I cannot see if he doesn't make the lead that he's going to win this one. What do you think of this chances?
Yeah, if he's not top 3 with the first turn, then I think he doesn't. I mean, he got squeezed out. He couldn't break through the squeeze, and that's why he ran poorly in a Derby. So now with more speed in this race with a probably faster track, what's he going to be able to do? I don't like this horse on this race, 15-1. I don't know what Lucas is thinking. And granted, he thought well last year, but that was last year.
Well, he's won this Preakness 7 times, so if he would win, he would tie Bob Baffert with the.
Maybe that's why he did it, try to tie Bob Baffert.
I didn't like his chances in the Derby. I definitely don't like his chances in the Preakness. I don't think he makes the lead. I don't even think he's in the top 2, and I think that's going to be a problem. Heart of Honor, number 4 horse, 12-1 morning line. I'm a little shocked this one. This was the UAE Derby. He's coming from there. The Derby.
Was he the runner-up there?
He was the runner-up. The favorite, of course, didn't run well in the Kentucky Derby. I don't think that was that great of a race this year. I'm a little shocked they show up here, but, I mean, they're running for $2 million. So even if you don't finish first and you hit the board, that helps the breeding rights, helps everything. What do you think of here?
Well, it is. Many people know me pretty well around these fences of me. My heart ticker is not the best. I don't have the best ticker in the world. So I bet Heart of Honor to finish dead last at plus 350. So I think he's going to have an awful race because anything that has heart to me usually fails. So I'm going to think this one finally comes in my factor. I agree. I have no idea why he's in this race. When he came runner up, and he didn't even look good when he came up in a runner up. I watched that race, I think, a couple of days ago when they announced. I wanted to see, Hart, because this name brought my attention. Heart of Honor. Let me see. And then, like, I saw his race. I'm like, oh, he ain't going to do nothing in this race. So the only action I'm getting, bet last place plus 350.
Pay Billy is the local horse that a lot of people want to see do well. 20 to 1. He's a $60,000 purchase, which, when you're running in the Breeders' Cup or you're running in the Triple Crown races, you don't see that very often, this low of her. But he's 4 of 5, and really could easily be 5 of 5. Michael Gorham, giving him a shot here. He's going to have to improve. His speed numbers are way off. He's going to have to improve. But horse for course, what do you think of this one's chance?
Yeah, he needs a lot more speed. They need to juice him up or something. Because first of all, he ran at Laurel Park. It's not like he ran at Churchill, Santa Anita, Saratoga, and all that. So no disrespect to Laurel Park, but this cleveragain journalism. These horses have speed, and if they're in a B game, there's no way this horse is going to come close to him.
I mean, I always say never. But I'm pretty close to saying never on this one.
I'll say never for you.
As far as the win. Now, can he run down fourth if, they go crazy speed up front? Okay, maybe. But I don't think I have him in my top 3. I just can't see him improving. He would basically have to run 10 to 15 points faster on the speed figures to even be competitive with this group. I think that's unlikely at this point of his career. River Thames, the next horse here. Todd Bletcher, you got to trust in him. Morning line 9 to 2. Very rarely do you see a horse that has the Kentucky Derby points skip the Derby. That was what Pletcher and the connections did here, and they've been pointing to this race, which tells you there's a lot of confidence. Chad Brown did this with, what was it, Cloud Computing? I think he did this with, where he skipped. I believe it was definitely Chad Brown. It was a few years ago. I think it was Cloud Computing. But either way, we've seen Chad Brown has done it twice actually, where he has skipped the Derby, pointed for this race, and won. $2 million. It's better to win a $2 million race than finish 10th in the Derby, and you take a lot of beatings potentially in the Derby. So what do you think of the chances here, River Thames?
Oh, in the Fountain of Youth, I thought he could have gotten sovereignty. I mean, he had enough horse in him. It was just maybe 1 or 2 more extra furlongs. He wins that race. I'm really, really high on River Thames. I think he's 9 to 2 right now.
Yes.
This is one of the horses I can guarantee you. I'll tell you guys right now, you don't have to buy the 3. He's going to be somewhere in my exotics and tries and head-to-head matchups. I really, really like this horse because I was really impressed with him at the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Granted, he only came in second.
Well, I mean, it was second to sovereignty.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're second to the Derby winner. And like you said, he had his chance. It looked like he was going to go by him, did not. And I like it when a ownership group doesn't just chase we're in the Derby, because that's
didn't chase the roses. He's like, hey, you know what? I'd rather take the $2 million in Baltimore.
I mean, you finished second in it's way better than finishing 10th or 11th. So I think he has a real chance, especially since he's fresh. He's setting on the perfect race. It's just a matter if he's good enough. Sandman is a no play for me. He's 4 to 1 here. I think he's going to be overbet again. Once again, the influencer effect. He did not run good in the Derby. I do not know why he's back here. This horse should be off and be pointing to the Belmont or a later summer 3-year-old race. To me, I don't get what they're doing here.
Yeah, me either. I was high on Sandman. Watched the Kentucky Derby. I had him as one of my top horses. He's nowhere close going to be in my top horses. In head-to-head matchups, we can get some books. I'm probably looking to fade Sandman in this one. So, yeah, I don't like him in this horse. And you nailed it. Why is he even here? I mean, what, for more Instagram likes or TikTok likes? I don't understand why he came into this race.
And nobody likes gray horses better than me. So when I say a gray horse has no chance, it's like, I think this is they're just chasing something that's just not there, in my opinion. Cleveragain, the number 8 horse. I think this horse has a big chance. The morning lines, I thought he might be 7 to 2, 4 to 1. Steve Asmussen, I love him. And, he's a son of American Pharaoh. I think this horse is setting on a big race. 5 to 1 on the morning line with Ortiz riding. What do you think of Cleveragain here?
5 to 1, really? I mean, when they named them, when I saw the horses come out before the odds came up, I'm thinking, 9 to 2, maybe plus 350 around that one. But 5-1, I can tell you right now, there's no way he's going to be 5-1 when a telecast starts, because I think he's going to get a lot of love on this one. You named it, the owner, the jockey, stuff like that. I think he's going to be a really, really good horse. And again, you could probably find him in my plays on Saturday for this one. I really like him.
I think he'll be near the lead. I don't know if he'll be on the lead. I think the 1 and the 8 and American Promise are like those 3 horses. One of those 3 is going to be in the lead. I'm hoping that the 1 horse goes and he sets right off of it. That's what I'm hoping. Because if he's even like coming home with journalism, he's going to lose. He's got to get the run on journalism. Now, he might find himself on a really slow lead. Everybody might just be like, hey, we don't want the lead. And he finds himself on an easy lead. I'll take that too. I just want to be at that 47 and some change at the half. Like I
just
don't
like his freshness is going to be a big key. I mean, he hasn't run in a while. I mean, I just think if he gets a perfect run, a good run, he's going to hit the board, and he could easily win this race.
Yeah, he looked good in the Hot Springs.
Yep.
If he runs that race, I like that speed numbers, I think it puts him in the mix. To me, it's all about the pace of the race and where he's, if it's too fast up front and he's near the lead, then I think he's probably going to get run down at the end.
And in the Hot Springs, I took him off my exacta probably 2 seconds as I was typing it. I'm like, I'll take this horse out. And I would have hit the exact, and I'm still angry at that one. I could have had that, but I didn't.
Last horse, Gosger. Brandon Walsh trained 20-1 on the morning line. It's just his 3rd career start. He won the Lexington Stakes. That was impressive. I get it. I just don't think he's good enough. I think the odds suggest that. I think even for him to hit the board, I think there's going to need to be something crazy happen. I just think he's just not good enough. I think he's very similar to me. I mean, he's a better version because the Lexington is a little better than the Pay Billy, the local horse. What do you think here?
If he finishes last and my horse that I already said finishes second to last, I'm going to be mad. So, yeah, he's 20. There's a reason why he's 21. And yes, I know he won a Lexington Stakes. That was a really, really good race. But I think 3 or 4 other horses could have won that race. And now there's a lot of bumping. The gates were kind of off when they came out. So there was a lot of mischiefs coming out of the gate right in Lexington Stakes. So I think that had a lot to do with the horse that run that. I'm just not sold on this one, but I'm just angry that he could be dead last and I lose my ticket.
Well, for me, this comes down to 2, 6, 8. I haven't finalized my final tickets. Those 3 are going to be my top 3 horses. I hit the trifecta for the Derby. I think we'll have the winner. We'll have the exacta. We'll have a trifecta. You get them all. Go to DocSports.com. Get in on that $30 for the race card on Sunday. You'll not only get this, you'll get I believe I'm going to have the Turf Sprint, the 5 furlong race. I really like that. I think there's a very
it's a nice field in that one.
Yeah, I think there's about 4 horses that can win that race, which means you're probably going to get 10-1 on your or a $10 winner or more on top. And I like one of those that's going to be in that price range. So make sure you join in there.
I'm probably going to have those horses, but I'm also throwing in the goal-oriented
the one.
Just in case he doesn't take the lead and he has some gas still in the tank down the stretch. I think he can hit the board.
I think and I hate to say this because Sovereignty's not in the race, but I think goal-oriented could go on to be maybe one of the better of these 3-year-old race. He just got too late of start. And I think this is just a little like I wish he ran the week before the Derby and he didn't run on Derby Day. So he had an extra week on I think if he had 3 weeks, I think he could be there. I just worry on the lead. I think they're going to go a little faster than what he wants. He's going to be too close. And I think he's probably going to finish 3rd or 4th. It will be an impressive 3rd or 4th. And I think this horse is going to go on to be I don't think he's going to be the best 3-year-old, but he's going to be in the top 4 or 5, which, hey, that breeding and that kind of stuff will matter. He could probably run in the Classic potentially.
Yep, the Breeders' Classic, exactly.
Yeah, like potentially, because, you're looking at Baffert horses and Rodriguez, we still don't know with that horse being injured and everything, where he's going to end up this summer. This might be the Baffert horse, and we know how he does in the big races on Breeders' Cup weekend. So that's what we have for this year's Preakness. Don't forget, go over to DocSports.com, get in on our Preakness Stakes. Not only we're going to, both Raphael and I will have cards for Friday, and that's what we call the Black-Eyed Susans. That's basically the Oaks Day of at the Kentucky Derby. So I have 3 races I really like there, and then I have 3 races, including the Preakness that I like on Sunday. And
I have 3 on Friday and 4
I know.
on Saturday.
There's a very good card. I was going to put together a pick 5 on Saturday. I still might do it, but I think the other 2 races I just don't love. And to me, it's like, why? Because a pick 5 can get very expensive where, to cover it could be a couple $100 basically ruined.
Yeah, we all don't have Craig money. So, I mean, Craig will probably do. We all don't have Craig money.
But I do think the pick 5 this weekend has a potential of paying 10,000 plus. So even if you play in it for a couple $100, you're going to get a nice little payoff. So, but don't forget, go over to DocSports.com, get in on that. Thanks again, Raphael, for joining in. We'll be back for the Belmont Stakes 3 weeks from today. We'll be back and we'll cover the Belmont Stakes. Maybe we have a rubber match. If journalism wins this race, then I for sure think unless something weird happens, he'll come back for the Belmont.
If journalism wins, them 2 should just race. Like back in the old days, it was a head-to-head matchup. Yeah. Whoever wins the best.
What was it? Secretariat, right? Secretariat. Yeah, just have a match race. But I do think there's a lot of horses that took off for this and are going to play. So I think the Belmont will have a good field of 8 or 9. So we'll see. We'll see after this one. But hope all your bets are winning ones. We'll see you again next time.